Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is Alvin West Alkorni. I will be with Nuril Hafidatul Ilmi and Nazilatul Rahmah. We are from group 10 and we're gonna discuss and present about writing section in Coursebook. So, without any further ado, let's discuss about problems of writing section in Coursebooks. The problems that is usually or mostly occur in our coursebook in Indonesian context. The first problem is it is normally or mostly used controlled or guided style. Before discussing about this point, I will explain to you that in writing activity in writing activity we have three style at least. The first style is guided or controlled style of writing activity, and the second style of the activity is free writing, and the third is semi-free writing. And what is usually used in our context of textbook is guided or controlled writing activity. And the second problem is it usually more focuses on writing at sentence level. So in our course book, usually the writing activity more focused on the sentence level, while it should be more wider, since writing in our real life we will not only write one sentence or two sentences. And the third or the next problem is it usually does not include writing factual accounts, for example like report in newspaper, and also giving note for others, and also writing diary, and etc. That's our real life writing activity that should be included and taught in our learning process, especially in our course book. The next point is how to make it better, how to solve the problem. Because there are three problems, we're gonna offer three solutions for this. The first is include free writing or at least semi-free writing activity. So let students write, let them create their own paragraph, their own text, because writing is creativity. So make them free to write. Of course, we will have some steps or stages that students need to pass before they in the level of free writing in the course book. And the second solution is familiarize students to how text is organized in terms of the discourse. So I mean here, like, we will focus on how the text is organized, how the text organization and how it is organized, how it is created. We will not only focus on the sentence, we will not only focus on the grammar structure, we will be more focused on the discourse. So as we know that different types of text will have different organization, will also have different structure, and yeah, we will more focus on the discourse. We will more focus on the how the text is organized and how the text is created. And the third solution is include variety of factual writing accounts, for example news report for newspaper, for example writing diary, for example also summarizing, and also making notes for other, making letters, for example formal and informal letters, and also filling filling in the forms. That's how our daily writing activity work. So we need to include or lead our students to their real life activity of writing, so the learning process will be more interesting and useful for them. And the next is we'll have the examples. One example by Finns in 1992. Here there are 5 activities or 5 stages. of writing activity that will be categorized into 4 categories. So let's go to the list. The first is filling the blanks. So in this activity, students will be given a paragraph, or I mean a text that has blank words, and they will be given also the list of the words that to be filled in to the blanks of the paragraph. So this is categorized as controlled practice. So students need to write the correct answer based on the option of the word that is provided to fill in the blanks of the paragraph or of the text. And the next activity is making short sentences. In making short sentences, students will be given phrases to be continued by them to create their sentence. For example, in the early morning, I do blah 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 blah. And another example is I have my breakfast at blah 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 before blah blah blah. That is how making short sentences for the students work, and this is categorized as guided writing. This is how usually our course book provide in the writing section, and it should be continued to the next activity, such as topic discussion. So after making short sentences, students will be given topic to be discussed in group. For example, the topic is about food, about health, and also some burning topic or burning issue is always interesting for them. For example, in this situation, we can give them topic about COVID-19. So they will discuss about what they know about COVID-19, about what they know about how to, how the COVID-19 spreads, and etc. So we should give them time, we should provide activity for them to have a topic discussion. And the next activity is reordering sentences of paragraphs. After they discuss the topic, teacher should provide another text, or another text to be given to the students with the jumbled paragraph of the sentence. For example, there are 3 paragraphs in a text, and there are 13 sentences of the paragraph, for example. So teacher should ask the student to reorder into the right order based on their knowledge. So this activity is done after their topic discussion. Of course, the topic and the text provided should be related each other. And the next is making paragraph. I'm sorry, I forget that the previous 2 activities, such as topic discussion and reordering sentences of paragraphs, is categorized as pre-writing activity. And then the last is making paragraph. This is categorized as free writing. So after they do topic discussion and reordering some sentences of paragraphs or even text, they will make their own paragraph or their own text based on their level, of course. If you know they are beginner, you can only ask them to create paragraph. If you know they are intermediate level or they are advanced level, you need to ask them to create their own text or their own essay or their own article. So this is free writing, and this is the goal. This how should writing section provided in the course book. The next part will be explained by Nazilatul Rahman.
Okay, and I'm Nazila, and this is my turn to present about the different style in writing. And the first point is the difference of written English style and speaking English style. The style of written English is in most cases significantly different from that spoken language, and learners need to exposure written styles with their salient features point out. Writing makes use of different language resources than speech. For instance, in writing, we have to mastering about the paragraphing and spelling and punctuation. In my personal opinion, I think teaching speaking skills is easier than teaching writing skills. Since in speaking we only require to mastering a good pronunciation and also a good grammar skills. But in teaching writing, teachers should be able to help the students to mastering at a lot of different aspects. So they have in order to make them a good writer, they have to mastering at how to write each paragraph properly. I mean, at they have to know how to write or make a good transition from one paragraph to another paragraph. So from each paragraph, they have to make a transition. And also their spelling, they have to make sure that they have no mistake in spelling each word. And also punctuation and varieties of writing text and how to write each one of them. As we know that English have a lot of different kind of writing text. And for the example, like report text and descriptive text. The people who don't know about those texts might think that those two texts are the same kind of text, the same type of text, but actually they both are very different texts. And like in the form of grammar, they use different type of grammar, and also in maybe in form of text organization format. And the second point is the example that Jones 1991 written in his book Cambridge Advanced English. It showed that how one writer uses short extracts from text with constructing style. So basically, he trying to teach his student about the different kind of writing text. So he shows his students 10 different example of short text. It just like maybe a paragraph of each different kind of writing text, and he asks his students to identify every single one of those examples, and it makes them to think about what linguistic clues in the text, such as the punctuation and then the type of text and also the text organization format. You can see the example of the text in the book, pages for pages 83. And then for the third part or the last point, in real life, writing is done with the readership in mind, and writers need to know who their readers are in order to write appropriately for them. A good readers will be a good writers because they tend to have a lot of information in their mind. They already have experiences reading a lot of different kinds of text. So of course, in a very long time. So I think it makes them easier to write anything that they want, and also um, to share their knowledge. It's like, they already have the basic the basic skill of writing, and they just need to pour it everything into written form. and and then the and then about we also have to know, we also have to understand who our readers are. Like, for the example, if we are going to write a book for a college student, we cannot write a book about cute animals in the farm or a holiday. We have to make sure that the topic is appropriate for them, and also the language is appropriate for them. And for the college students book, it's usually using a academical language, and it's in a high level of in a high level of language, because readers tend to judge the writers about how deep the knowledge and how deep the writer's understanding about certain topic from just from reading their books or their texts.
Okay, next is a writing checklist in the course book. There are 9 points of the checklist in writing skill in the course book. The first is, how does the material handle controlled writing, guided writing, free or semi-free writing? In the previous section, Wise is already explained about those kind of writing activity. Well, the meaning of the first checklist is about how the course book can handle or can provide the writing activities, just like controlled writing activity or guided writing activity and free or semi-free writing activity. Just like in Alan Koningswart's book that give an example from Highlight Upper Intermediate by Vince 1992 that already explained by Wise in the previous section. Well, let's move to the next point or the second checklist. Is there appropriate progression and variety of tasks? Well, a good course book should provide a variety of tasks. Alan Koningswartz explains several types of writing tasks or exercise that can be added in the course book, such as report for a newspaper, filling in grids, writing notes to others, making lists, filling in form, writing a diary, writing formal and informal letters, and summarizing text, and etc. Therefore, the writing activity in the course book should not be monotonous. A variety of tasks or exercises that provided in the course book can help the teacher to monitor the students' progression. The third checklist. Are there conventions of different sorts of writing taught? If so, which ones and how are they presented? Different types of writing have different conventions for their organization and expressions. The course book should be able to cover it according to the level and aims of the students. This has to deal with paragraphing, because paragraphing is the basic unit of organization for most types of written English. Checklist number 4. Is paragraphing taught adequately? As I mentioned before, it is evident from Alan Koningswart's book that paragraphing is the basic or the fundamental element or unit of the organization of most types of written English. So it must be entered or added into the course book. And a good course book is a course book that can help teachers teach adequately related paragraph. Number 5. Is there emphasis on the style of reading English? At advanced level, is there attention to different style according to the text type? The course book should emphasize the style of reading English, and the style must also be adjusted with the level of the students. If the student at the advanced level, so the style of reading English must also adjust at the same level. Advanced students must be taught and applied to a higher level of English writing style. Next, number 6. Is attention given to the language resources specific to the writing form, such as punctuation, spelling, layout, and etc.? Language resources in writing include spelling, punctuation, layout, and so on. This aspect is very important and crucial in writing activity. If there is a misspelling of word, it will be possible to change the meaning of the word. For example, the words pig and big. If the letters P and B exchange, that will be produce a different meanings of the words. Therefore, spelling is very influential in composing a sentence. Just like spelling, punctuation and layout are also important in a writing sentence or paragraph. In writing, everything must be arranged neatly and arranged. So, course book must be emphasized these things. For example, the course book can provide an info column that related to spelling or reminder column related to punctuation and so on. Next, checklist number 7. Accuracy refers to how students use the necessary vocabulary, grammar, and punctuation correctly, such as verb forms, past tense, present tense, and so on. Like articles like a and the and preposition in, on, from, at, and etc. Accuracy is crucial thing in writing. So, if we want to create a good writing, we should pay attention to accuracy. So, the course book must provide information or explanation related to the accuracy. Checklist number 8. Are learners encouraged to review and edit their written work? Reviewing is a thing that needs to be done before moving on the next step. From the review, we can evaluate our task. In writing, a review needs to be done because the author or the writer, in this context is the students, they must analyze the contents of the text that already made, whether is it already correct or not, or is there any misspelling, error in grammars, or etc. So, in the course book, it is necessary to hold or provide a review activity to motivate students and give students the opportunity to revise their writing to create a good and accurate writing. Okay, the last checklist number 9. Is there a readership identified for writing activities? The last check is related to the reader. The writers need to know who are their readers in order to write appropriately for them. The writer should consider the level of knowledge or background knowledge of the reader. That's all the presentation of our group. We apologize if we had many mistakes. The last we say, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you for watching.